Namaste all, I am Dr. Suparya Subhash. Today we are going to discuss about Piaget's theory, animism, centration, conservation, egocentrism and object permanence. So before watching this video, you have to watch or know about the stages of this Piaget theory. Those are, we already discussed in the previous video. So there are four stages: sensory motor, pre-operational, concrete operational and formal operational. So let's moving to the one by one. First one is animism. So animism is the belief in the pre-operational stage that inanimate objects have feelings and intentions. So the important points here are pre-operational stage. It happening in the pre-operational stage. And child might think their toy feels sad if it falls or breaks. That is animism. Next one is the centration. So it is a tendency to focus on only one aspect of situation at a time. So common in the pre-operational stage. So it is in the pre-operational stage during a time. At a time, it focuses only on the child focus on only on one aspect of his situation. For example, when shown two rows of coins, one spread out and one close together, a child might focus only on a length and assume that the longer row have more coins, even if both rows have the same number. So that is a centration. Only one aspect of a situation at a time. So that is centration. So that other terms like egocentrism or object permanence that we have discussed in our previous video, right? So let me ask you one question. Understanding that quantity does not change even when its shape or arrangement does. What does what does that means? The options may be like conservation or centrism or egocentrism. Mm, and object permanence. So understanding that quantity does not change even when its shape or arrangement does. So that is conservation. Okay. So when children realize that water remains in the same amount, whether it is a tall thin glass or a short wide one. So that is conservation. Okay. So the difference between the centration and the conservation is that dash is when children focuses on just one characteristic like length and make decision based on that alone. That is centration. But the conservation is that it is when they realize that changes in appearance like shape or length don't change the actual amount. So that is conservation. So I repeat it one more time. In centration, the child only notice one part of the situation. In conservation, the child understand the whole situation and realize that something is something the same even if they look different. That is conservation. The conservation in which state, that's in the concrete operational stage, and the centration in the pre-operational stage. And another question, understanding that objects continue to exist even when they are out of sight, typically developed in the sensory motor stage. It's termed as object permanence. We already discussed it, right? So babies begin to look for a toy hidden under a blanket and showing they know it still exists even if they can't see it. That is object permanence, seen in the sensory motor stage. Another question, tendency for young children to see things only from their own perspective. A child might assume everyone know what they know or see. Things are they do. Like thinking everyone like the same toys they do. Okay, so that is the egocentrism. So these are the points we have to remember under the four stages of Piaget theory. Okay, so let me conclude. Can you try to recollect object permanence? In which stage? Object permanence in the sensory motor stage. Animism in which stage? Egocentrism, centration. Those are seen in the pre-operational stage. Okay, conservation in the concrete operational stage. Okay, so at the same time you have to remember the word meaning also. Okay, so let me conclude. So thank you so much for joining me in today's class on this foundational concept in the cognitive development. Okay, so I hope this session gave you a clear understanding of animism, centration, conservation, egocentrism, and object permanence. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to Dr. Subbaria's tutorial for more content for the NTET exams and other topics in medical education. Feel free to share your questions or thoughts in the comment box. Stay curious, keep learning, and I will see you in the next class. Thank you and take care.